Alright, picking up at working with command prompts. Yellow command prompts are displayed across the top active view to guide you through the Tekla structural design command. Press escape the command prompt to cancel or go back. Press escape the first command prompt to cancel. Press escape the subsequent command prompts to go back to the first prompt. Selecting another command also cancel the current command. Example, parallel grid line commands that consist of 4 steps, hence 4 consecutive commands prompts are displayed. Add parallel grid construction line, select reference line, press escape to cancel parallel grid construction line specific distance, escape to cancel error parallel grid line, pick 1 point, escape to cancel grid construction line, pick point 2, escape cancel. Grid line is created after the 4th prompt, after which the 2nd prompt is automatically redisplayed. Parallel grid line construction line specified distance, press escape to cancel. At this point, you could either continue to create additional lines of parallel to the original, or by escaping to go back to the first prompt and parallel grid construction, select reference, escape to cancel. You could select the new reference line and continue again and press escape again to cancel the command. Using tooltip to input the command, varying the required specify the distance, pick point tooltip appears displays in the current value, pick point 2 and 10.6 meters. To enter the value, either move the cursor to the point required, click use it. Alternately, press F2 to type the exact number and press enter to use it. Undoing a command, opening command has completed. To undo the following, click the undo quick access toolbar. Undo and redo commands are either repetitively undo redo commands in sequence they were performed. Selecting entities. In order to perform an operation, edit, delete, and etc., or on an entity, group the entities that must be first selected. All entity types are selected and deselected using mouse provided visible in the scene view you're working on. And alternatively, they can be selected using the find command. Members also can be selected through the structural tree and group trees. In planning your objects, lab, roofs, and other areas loaded, etc., lie over the starting point performing your selection. You may want to use the scene content to switch off their display, assuming that you don't want to have them considered in your selection. How do I select an individual entity? Move the cursor over the required entity in one of the 2D, 3D views. If the entity is the only one at the location, it will be highlighted also one listed in selecting entity tooltip. If there's several entities listed in the same location, there will be listed select entity tooltip. Only the first one will be highlighted. If not, a required entity using tab up and down cursor arrows keys to scroll the list. When required entity is highlighted, you can either press enter key and left click it to select it. Selected entity properties are displayed in the property windows. Example, for entities located under the current cursor position, so each of the listed will select entity tooltip. We required the horizontal beam, however, the currently highlighted entity shown in the tooltip is the slab panel. Pressing the tab key once for the next entity with the list of the column becomes highlighted. This is still not correct. Press the tab key once more and the required beam is now highlighted. Press enter key and left click and the beam is selected. Individual members can be also selected by clicking the name in their structural tree. How do I add further entities in current selection? Hold the control key while clicking on each subsequent entity. The selected entities properties are added to those already displayed in the properties window. How do I select multiple entities? By dragging box. Move the cursor to the left corner of the imaginary box that will encompass with the entities you select. Click and hold the left mouse button. Drag the diametrically opposite corner of the box. You'll see a perpendicular in the screen file with the mouse movement that helps you check for the area you are selecting. Release the mouse button. If you want to select those entities that are totally encompassed by the box, which is crosses, move the cursor to the right corner of the imaginary box encompassed with the entities you want to select. Click and hold the left mouse button. Drag diametrically opposite corner of the box. You'll see a green rectangle on the screen of the file with the mouse movements. Helps you check for the area you are selecting. Release the mouse button. Select the entity properties are displayed in property windows. How do I select the single entity with the current selection? Click the entity you want to deselect the entity property to remove the property windows. How do I deselect all entity? The escape key with the deselect all currently selected entities. The information displayed in property windows is also cleared. Entity selection used to find. If you know the name of the entity you're looking for, it can be used as find command. Click home and then the find and then the binoculars command. Type the name of you're looking for in the box. Any matching entities are immediately displayed on the table below. 3. Click the entity name that you want to select. Hold the control key, clicking the appended further selection. Click select. Select the entities properties are displayed in the properties windows. Remember selection using structure tree. Only member selection. You view the structure tree. Only individual members can be selected in the structural tree. It is not possible to select multiple members in this way. Expand the members branch of the structural tree appropriate sub-branches until the members' names are displayed. If you want to find a particular reinforced rectangular concrete column, click plus sign to the left of the concrete column entry, then plus sign left of the reinforcement concrete entry, then plus sign to the left of the rectangular entry. Right-click a required member beam. Select member name. Select visible views from the context menu. Member selection of the group tree. The members and individual members can be both selected with the group trees, expanding with the appropriate branch of the group tree until you click the required group or member name. Right click the group and member name, then select visible views of the context menu. Etny nodes. When individual etny is selected with the nodes of the defined with the displayed, each of the etny type of the different numbers of the nodes associated. For example, the grid lines single span 1D elements H have the nodes at each end of the end and at the midpoint. Panels have nodes each vertex midpoint each of the panel edge. Concrete walls have nodes on each concrete. So we have a grid line, shows a center line, two noted 1D element, panels, panel, wall. A node can be selected by moved in order to stretch, shorten, and reshape, move the etny. Starting a new project. New models are initiated with a home toolbar that can be for the creator to scratch or they may intend with the create several modes with a common start point. You may consider setting up a template in advance. Either way, before commencing, you should take a few moments for the review of the defaults will be applied with the model. They are held in the active settings dialog. Ensure that the match typical requirements outset save time as to eliminate unnecessary edging at a later stage. Once the model is open, the settings can be added to the model settings dialog box. The home toolbar. The home toolbar contains the following items. A new icon creates a new blank page from scratch, creating a new project from scratch. New drop-down list. Drop-on, create a new project based on existing template. Open existing project. Close current open project. Save the current open project. Save as currently open project. New name as template. Project wiki. Open the project wiki dialog. Use for the record miscellaneous properties associated with the property for the record revisions. See additional project details. Project wiki. Model setting shows the gear and then some grid lines. Open the model setting dialog box, specify the setting for the current project. Manage property sheets. Import, export detail property settings. See manager property sets. Manage view configurations. Open the deleted view configuration. See view configurations. Find any selected items in the model by typing a part of the name. See selecting using find. Walk through 3D views. How do I walk through a 3D view? See structural BIM. Import a model with a neutral file. How do I import a structural with the BIMP import file? Tekla, export a model to the Tekla structures. See how do I export model in the Tekla structures? Autodesk Revit exports model to Revit. How do I export model to the Autodesk Revit structure? IFC exports model to an IFC. How do I export model to an IFC? Cell beam exports a beam to Westcock cell beam. See how do I export a beam to Westcock cell beam? Cell beams import exports are not available in current release. Cell beams import beams of Westcock cell beam. How do I import a beam from the Westcock cell beam? Cell beams import export not available in current release. The STAAD exports a model in the STAAD. How do I export a model with a STAAD? Robot expert exports a model robot. How do you export a model with the Autodesk Robot Structural Analysis? Cloud expert exports model to the cloud. How do I export a model to the cloud? Your TEL file import. How do I import a model with a TELF file? How do I import a project with a TELF file? 3D DXF import a model with a 3D DXF file. See how do I import a 3D DXF file? TCD export connection with the Tekla connection designer. TPFD exports portal frames of the Tekla portal frame designer. How do I export portal frame with the Tekla portal frame designer? Adapt exports model and adapt. See how to export a model and adapt. Settings opens on the setting dialog by control to default with apply with the prior to starting a new project. And materials open the material dialog view, adding a list of the materials available to work with. Check the updates. Click on the button on the check that the program is updated. With the critical updates are available to be notified. You can select whether you want to install the updates. License manager open the license manager. Related topics or commands in the ribbon tools. Creating a new project from scratch. Before creating a new project, you should ensure the appropriate settings are set with the active. How do I specify the active settings? How do I create a new project from scratch? Click home and new. Be careful to click the icon as shown rather than drop list beneath your new project open. You will see a 2 scenes ST base 2D, which will show the base level of the model in front of the structural 3D, which will show the model in 3D. A tab project workspace and structural tab displays structural tree containing structure main entity below the 2 major branches of the level and submodels. Property windows are provided with the structural main entity tree selected in the structural tree shows the general or meshing defaults of the current model. 3. Click structure tree. Review the general defaults of the property window. Select show building direction arrow. Since the default building direction rotation is 0 degree, the building principal axis direction 1 and direction 2 initially aligned in a global X and Y. If you're defining a model with a line differently, you should adjust the building direction rotation to suit. Click the plus sign to the left of the levels. You'll see that the model contains only a base level. To double click the level of the display with the construction level dialog when you add or more levels as needed. If you're creating a steel structure, each level should be set as a top of the steel. If you're creating either with a concrete or mixed material structure, you should instead set this type to structural slab level. Once the level has been set up, you can left-click and exit the level in the structural tree. Show the detail of the level in the property windows. Remember the detail applied to the level immediately. Double-click the name of the construction level of the 2D view for the level. You can proceed with by add building objects to either the structural 3D view or any of the 2D level views. Working with templates. If the project will be creating with a common start point with a template can be employed with avoid repetition of the input. In order to use the template, you should make the created with the previously contained with a little model with a conservative applicable to serve the starting point with subsequent models. For example, the particular template may compromise a simple greater height of first floor construction level only. How do I create a new template? Start with a new project. Create a new project from scratch. Create on the model data. Create only with the model data that you want to be included in the template. Click home. Save as. As a save as dialog box, save the type of the texture structural design template TSMDT. Enter file name. Describe the template. Enter the dialog is point over the folder where you want the template to reside. Click save. How do I create a new project from a template? Before creating a new project from a template, you should ensure that the appropriate settings are set as active. How do you specify the active settings? Create a new project template. Click the new home new before clicking on the lower left drop list rather than the icon above it. Drop list consists more of the recently used templates over the open template option. Navigate the other templates not shown. Select the required template from the list. The template opens. You'll see one or more scene view of the content matching selected template with the project workspace for the structural team matching selected template. Click home and save as. Save the dialog box. Save the type of the Tekla structural design project or TSMT. If your file name describe the project, ensure the dialog box is pointing in the folder where you want the project to reside. Click save 7 and proceed with the add remaining building objects as loaded necessary to complete the project model settings. Various default settings of the current project only can be controlled via the model setting dialog box. How to apply the managing model setting dialogs. To set it says model setting, click home model settings. If you change the model setting, click OK. OK to apply with directly to the current project. Save the change with the back to the active settings for the future use. C for the cancel the changes, and you can also click the load to revert the model settings active settings set. The load also allows model setting in the set, and not just if the display of the current page. It does not load analyst option or design options. Model setting dialog box. Located on the home tab toolbar, the model setting dialog box contains various pages with controlling the default setting with the current project only. Editing project detail with the project wiki. Model statistics, revision control, information stored in the project wiki. How do I edit it with the project details view with the revision history? You should have the initial project detail with the create of the new project. If you want to change these later, the view other parameters for this file. Click home, project wiki, the project wiki dialog box. You can see the project summary. Parameters are entered here for the inclusion of the output reports, provisions. Revision history can be tracked here. Sessions show the time at which each revision started. Last save changes displays the changes associated with each of the revision metrics to display the statistics related to the model size. How do I record a revision? You can initially project details create the new project. If you want to change these later, you can easily be done. You must save the project before starting recording revisions, such as ABC123. Click the file name, start revisions. Enter the revision ID, add notes related to the revision. In order to keep the record of the change with the made of the revision track changes, click OK. 6. Continue to develop with the same name, save the new name ABC123 revision A. Repeat steps 2 to 5 above as required. Modeling and editing guide. Most of the operation required the build of the model performed with the model toolbar and typical construction level. The architectural grid and grid lines are set with the verse out first. After the model can be created a variety of member types. Further command editing model can be accessed with the edit toolbar, model toolbar. The group listed with a display with a 2D, 3D view active with another view with the active with the level. The edit and validate groups are displayed. Button level groups button. Construction level opens with the construction level dialog box where you can define the level required in order construction. Model see construction level. The frame creates a frame where in 3D when in 3D view and 2D view is displayed. Frame is inactive. The drop list is underneath and you can be either deleting existing frames. The frame is simply a 2D view model created in a vertical plane defined with existing grid line because only the members of the line within the plane of the frame are displayed. The type of the view with a particular useful with defining embracing C-frames and slopes. The slope plane creates a slope plane with a 3D view with a 2D view with a display with a slope plane inactive with a drop list underneath. It can be used with deleting existing slope plane. Slope plane is simply with a 2D view model created with a slope plane defining the section of the 3 existing grid points, but because only the members lie within the plane of the slope of the display with the type of the view with a particular useful with defining inclined roof of the ramp, C-frames and frames and slopes. Grid construction line group. Grid construction lines group is contained with a grid line drop list with a construction line drop list with a dimension command. Commands on the 2 drop lists are available in 2D view with a representing with the construction level that you want to create with a grid construction lines active with a grid line on the first drop list. Insert the grid line between 2 specified points. Parallel. Insert the parallel grid line specify the distance from the selected line. And parallel quick inserts multiple parallel grid lines specify the distance selected the line. For instance, 3 Astro stands for 3 parallel lines, 5 meter spacing, 3, 4, 5 parallel spacing, 3, 4, and 5 meters respectively. Perpendicularly inserts perpendicular grid lines specify the location section selected the line. Rectangular wizard use the insert system of the grid lines in 2 directions specified at a specified angle. Section wizards insert system of the radio sector wizard inserts radial arc grid lines. Arc insert arc grid line. Import DXF. Import grid lines of the DXF file. Construction line inserts construction line between 2 specified points. Parallel inserts parallel construction line specify the distance selected line. Parallel quick inserts multiple parallel construction lines specify the distance selected. For instance, 3 asterisk 5 3 parallel lines 5 meter spacing. 3, 4, 5 parallel lines spacing 3, 4, 5 millimeters apart. Perpendicular on second drop list. Insert perpendicular construction line specified location selected line. Rectangular wizard insert the system construction line in 2 directions specified angle. Sector wizard used to insert the system of the radio and arc construction lines. Arc insert with the arc construction line. Dimensions show the dimension button. Dimensions also show the distance of each structure appropriate points. Dimensions lines include only on any drawings the dimension lines are included on any drawings you create. Related topics grid line construction and dimension steel group. The steel group contains the following commands. The steel column creates a steel column and adapts to specified steel column property set. Plated creates a plated steel column and adapts to specified steel column set property set. Concrete valve. Concrete filled creates a concrete filled steel column which adopts to the specified steel column property set. Concrete encased creates a concrete encased steel column that adopts to the specified steel column property set. Alright, show the steel beam creates a steel beam and adapts to the specified steel beam property set. Plated show the plated steel beam adaptive to the specified steel property set. Westcock cellular creates a Westcock cellular steel beam which adapts to the specified steel beam property set. Westcock plated show the created Westcock plated steel beam which adopts the specified steel beam property set. Fab sec creates a fab sec steel beam which adopts the specified steel beam property set. Through steel braces creates a steel brace adopts the specified steel brace property set. X-brace creates an X-brace of steel brace adopts the specified steel brace property set. K-brace creates a steel brace adopts the specified steel brace property set. A V-brace creates a V steel brace adopts the specified steel brace property set. A-brace creates a steel brace which adopts the specified steel brace property set. Steel joist creates a steel joist which adopts specified steel joist property set. Steel truss runs the steel truss wizard to define truss with a specified edit steel truss truss property set. Space truss wizard define the truss within specified edit truss. Steel truss property set. Portable frame creates a frame. Finally, where you firstly define the two-column basis position between the frame will lie. The base position is restricted to lie on the existing grid points. All other details of the portable frame are subsequently entered in portable frame dialog box. Email portable frames. Alright, related topics: steel, cold, rolled in cold form, member modeling, concrete group. Concrete group contains the following commands: mid-pier concrete walls creates a mid-pier shear at adapting properties specified by the concrete wall properties. Mesh concrete wall creates a mesh shear at adapting properties specified by the concrete wall properties set. Wall opening creates a rectangular opening existing metal shear with a wall within the frame. A wall opening is an inactive with 3D views and level views. How do I create a door window opening an existing concrete wall? Concrete column creates a reinforced column. Concrete column with adapting the properties specified by the concrete column property set. Concrete beam creates a reinforcement concrete beam adapted with the properties specified by the concrete properties set. Related topics: modeling concrete walls, concrete columns, and concrete beams. Slab groups. Slab group contains the following commands: slab on beams creates a concrete slab which adapts specified slab on beams item property set. Flat slab creates a concrete flat slab which adapts specified flat slab item property set. Precast creates a precast concrete slab that adapts a specified precast item property set. Steel deck creates a steel deck that adapts specified steel deck item property set. Timber deck creates a timber deck which adapts to specify the timber deck item property set. Composite slab creates a composite slab which adapts specified composite slab item property set. Column drop creates a column drop with adapts specified. Slab opening creates a slab opening that adapts to the specified. Slab overhang creates the overhang which adapts to the specified slab overhang mat overhang property. Slab split command is use to split existing slab. How do I split a slab? Slab join. This command uses joining existing slabs. And we have related tabs: slab modeling. Timber group. Steel groups containing the following commands: timber column creates a timber column which adapts to specify the timber column property set. Timber beam creates a beam which adapts to specify the timber beam property set. Timber brace adopts the specified timber brace property set. X brace creates an X brace. X timber brace adopts specified timber brace property set. K brace creates a K timber brace adopts specified timber brace property set. V brace creates a V timber brace which adopts specified timber brace property set. A brace creates an A timber brace that adopts specified timber brace property set. Timber truss creates a steel truss which adopts the specified. Space creates a space truss which adopts a specified. Related topic: timber membering modeling. Cold form group button and description. Shows the column, creates a column that adopts a specified. Beam creates a beam that adopts a specified. Create cold form beam property set. Brace create perform brace adopts the specified created cold form brace properties. X brace creates an X brace adopts the specified with created cold form brace property set. A K brace creates a K brace adopts a specified created cold form brace property set. V brace creates a V brace adopted with a specified created cold form brace property set. A brace creates a brace adopted specified created cold form brace property set. Related topics: steel, cold, rolled, cold form, member modeling. Panel groups. Panel groups contain the following commands: roof panel creates a roof panel would adapt to specify the roof panel properties. Wall panel creates a wall panel adapt to specify wall panel properties. Related topics are modeling roof panels and modeling wall panels. Miscellaneous group. The group contains the following commands: support creates additional support underneath existing member of the model which is adapted to specify support properties. Element creates a new element which adapts specified element properties. Measure the distance between existing construction points, insertion points of the model. How do I measure distance? Measure angles between existing 2D views. Show the protractor bearing wall. Creates a bearing wall. Model bearing walls. Related topics: models support. Validate. The validate button shows the clipboard with a check mark on the command is used to perform the model validated check. See model validation. Construction levels. Construction level dialog box. You define those levels needed to identify the order of construction in your model. They could be used be floors, roofs. They may simply intermediate view levels required in order to define specific items. Construction level dialog. You can define the level required in order to construct your model. And it shows a model editing guide, construction level, reference name, type, level, spacing, source, slab, thickness, and floor. Fields reference. Each construction level shall be given a unique reference type, maybe story number 1, 2, 3, etc. Name. Each construction level given the name of the further as assistant identification, first floor, mezzanine, etc. Types, like the type of the drop down menus, TOS for top of seal, SSL for structural slab level, TOF for top of foundation. Slabs are modeled above the level with the TOS top of the seal, but below the level is set with the structural slab level at the top of the foundation. Level, height of the construction level above the baseline level, spacing the height of the construction level above the level immediate below, source uniquely, the level can independently be edited independently, whereas identical levels are applied to both levels simultaneously. How do I make one level identical copy to the other? And how do I make one level independent copy to the other? Slab thickness, default thickness, slab graded to the level, floor, select the construction level of the floor, indicating the major level in the building, floor level to determine the number of sub-models that are created for the chase down analysis for levels due to the determined items such as the interior story height. There will be a certain number to level the clearly floor level that could be many of the other types that are not. For example, you can immediately level the other defined half landing level shares, K bracing, acquire construction level, the intermediate bracing connection point, stepping in the building floor levels. Where do you find a level clearly not a floor? Then you should clear the floor checkbox. So the floor exists only at same locations in the level of the building, and the set floor levels they should be selected as floor. Alright, buttons. Insert above. This button is to insert a single construction level above the current level of the same spacing. How do I insert multiple construction levels? Insert button below. Insert below the button. Inserts a single construction level below the current level at the same spacing. How do I insert multiple construction levels? New on top. Click this button. Insert multiple construction level to the topmost level at the variable spacing. And an EG show 3 and a wildcard at 5. Insert 3 levels at 5 meter spacing. 3, 4, 5 inserts levels at 3, 4, and 5 respectively. New at the bottom and insert multiple construction level below the bottommost level at the various spacing. Delete, select the level related topic construction level. How do I open construction level dialog box and submetals? How do I open construction level dialog box? Open from the ribbon, click model construction levels. To open the structure tree, double click the level related topics. How do I insert a single construction level, insert construction level dialog box. Select existing level to insert above. The insert below is appropriate and necessary. Change the default level. The name of something more appropriate. Find with a new level. Specify the height above the level field of the inter-story spacing calculated automatically. Alternatively, specify the inter-story spacing level calculated automatically. A default height is calculated with a new level based on the spacing of any of the existing levels immediately above or below it for either accept or adjust as required. If I have indicated a level to be treated as a floor, select the appropriate checkbox. How do I insert the multiple construction level? To insert the construction level dialog box, select the existing level, click the new on the new at the bottom, top of the new at the bottom as appropriate to enter the level spacing floor, click OK. If you have the new levels at 12 foot 6 inches, 18, 16, 27 and 6 and 36 and a half, and 27 above the current level, you can specify as 26 and a half. 12 and 6 inches, 18 and 16 inches, and 3 at 9 feet. If necessary, change the default level names or something more appropriate. If you're designing at a BS 5950, the law contains a simple column that must be each of the level of the beams in trim, and then the simple column of the floor setting is yes. How do I make one level identical copy with another? On construction level dialog box, select the level you want to copy, click the source column, then choose the level of which you want identical to, click OK. It's either the source identical level they automatically apply to both levels. How do I make one level independent copy to another? On construction level dialog box, the level we want to copy, select the source column. In the source column, check the level you want to identically, click OK. Repeat, open the construction level dialog box on the source column, same level, change the setting back to the unique, click OK. It's the unique level applied to the level only. How do I delete a construction level? Delete construction level dialog box, select the level to be removed, click delete, click OK. Delete from the construction tree, open the level of the branch, the structure tree, right click the title over the construction level to be removed, click the delete with the context menu that appears. This option deletes for the entire level. The associated details, all beam members and slabs cannot recover the level. Once you have deleted it, please take care of the do care to when you're using this feature. How do I modify the properties associated with the level? The certain properties can be modified directly with the construction level dialog box. However, there are a number of other parameters associated with the level that only be edited with the property windows. To the property windows, open the level branch of the structural tree, click the title of the construction level to be edited. Make your change in the level properties displayed in the property windows. frames and slopes. For frame is simply with a 2D view of the model created with the vertical plane defined with the existing grid line, because only those members of the lie within the plane of the frame are displayed with the type of the view that can be particularly useful to define bracing. A slope is simply with a 2D view model created with a slope plane and defined with selecting 3 existing grid points, because only of the members of the lie within the plane of the slope are displayed with the type of the view can be particularly useful in defining inclined roof and ramps. Slope plan must be entirely contained within a single submodel, because the submodel determines the mesh parameters to be applied. If a slope plane is positive y, it is always aligned to the upslope direction, so the positive x is always perpendicular to the slope. How do I create a frame? To open the 3D view structure, which can be viewed with the base grid line associated with the frame you create, click the model on the frame. Position the cursor over the grid line with the frame you want to create. Click the create the frame, create. So the frame view with the selected grid line. You can open the view by the clicking the plus line left of the frames of the structure tree with a double click on the name of the frame and whose view they want to open. How do I create a slope? In order to create a slope, you need to be able to click 3 existing points that are not collinear, which are lie on the plane of the slope. Grid points of the form of the grid line intersection construction level. Therefore, a point required to define the slope that does not currently exist. You would need to insert the new construction level the grid lines form them. To create a slope, they obtain with a 3D view of the structure in which the 3 grid points for the defined slope plane. If you cannot see the grid line intersection, particular construction level of the 3D view, select the level of the structural tree, then show the grids for the 3D view of the property windows. At the same time, you can declare the same property for the other level to simplify the display. 2-click model slope plane. Click the 3 points of the defined slope plane. Create the slope plane view with the open view plus the plus sign on the left side and slope of the structural tree. Double click with the name of the slope plane you want to open. Grid lines and construction lines. The grid line facilitates the placing object with your model with the construction line serve with the same property, only with the displaying the grid bubble. Architectural grid and grid lines. Architectural grid is a collection of grid lines horizontal plane. Each for the architectural grid is displayed in 3D view, the lowest level of the structure that are not displayed with the 2D view of the vertical line, particularly each for the grid intersection of the architectural grid extending with the topmost level of the architectural grid has been applied. An architectural grid is to be assigned a color that can be set with the grid line names of the vertical line with the architectural grid property. To know whether these options are checked, they will be displayed with the architectural grid text 2D vertical line option selected checked in the scene content. Separate architectural grids could be created with this means to allow the disconnected structure to create with the same model. The only connection of the movement joined between the two structures. They can also be with the distinct grids applied with a different level of the same structure. For example, there may be the concrete car park at one grid spacing of the lower level support steel frame structure above the set out with a different grid spacing. This work provided with the architectural grids is not shared by the members the same level. The errors could result with the members then set out with the different architectural grids are connected to each other. Each grid line is associated with the architectural grid is only created with a given level to provide the architectural grid has applied to at that level. Grid lines have been created with a given level. The option will be shown both in 2D and 3D views with level properties notice, and when they show the option checked lines with the display provided with the relevant grid line construction option with the checked and scene content.